Hello there, and welcome back to The Gentleman and His Sword. My name's Jeremy, and if you're new here, welcome. And yeah, as I said, as I keep saying each episode, every episode is dedicated to helping my sister, and that's what this podcast is about. Because she's about to turn 18, and we're in different continents, and she definitely would need the sound advice that I have to give her since I've already lived through it, and also because I love her so much. And yeah, uh, one thing I want to talk about today is that I've completed a 2 day fast. I started on Friday around 11 once I ate, and that was it. I had four burgers from A&W, two chubby chicken burgers, and two mozza burgers. They all came down for the low cost of $20. And outside of that, I have just been outside of that. Sorry, I've just been drinking water. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water. Actually, not a lot of water. I've been having less water because I've been losing more weight. So like my body isn't asking for as much water to process stuff. But I still do drink. Lately, I've just been trying to find a new routine, and I've been trying to get plans settled down for like what I need to do next. So like some of my plan is just moving into a new apartment first, so I can have more creative space. And once I do that, I may be doing more podcasts during the week, because I think it would be good if I actually spoke a bit more often and started digging through topics much fast. Well, not faster, but more topics during the week, because the more I put out there, the more I can help my little sister. And today, I know I said last time I was gonna talk about I guess fear. I think that's maybe what I've said, but I'm looking into something else today. Today, I feel like talking about um, processing, and the way I talk about processing is trusting in yourself. So the reason why I think trusting in yourself is absolutely important is because from day one till day you die, it's basically just you living with yourself and processing this is actually very different. We don't. It takes a while for us to realize that we're always with ourselves and we can't run away from who we are and what we have become and all the decisions that we've made and the regrets as well as all that. But I came across a certain post on Instagram that talked about how no matter where you are in life right now, you always have the freedom of choice to make and change a decision. And the decision boils down to anything, right? I know last week we talked about how to deal with stress and anxiety, but this week is like how to trust yourself regardless of whatever's happening around you. And that's it. And for me, that is what I deem important. So like when I talk about processing, I mean processing as in like making changes and doing things that are conducive to whatever you want to achieve for your own dreams. And so that's what I'm looking into. Just give me a moment here. There's another thing I wanted to say that I forgot that I should be doing every week, and that is one thing that I'm grateful for. I am actually grateful for food, regardless of me not eating for 2 days. Um, yeah, I really love food. I enjoy eating burgers. Burgers are my favorite meal, and like that is what I boil down my meals to these days, is just to eat a burger, because I think it has everything. I think it has the carbs, the lettuce, tomatoes, pickles. You know, I can put in any vegetables, and then there's just the flavor around it. Just makes it really good. And so I love doing that. But I'm also fasting for like weight reasons too. And so I've definitely seen a change in the last 2.5 weeks, and it's been absolutely great. I'm feeling much lighter than I used to be. My head is a bit clearer. I'm not as tired as I used to be as well. And yeah, but when I do decide to break my fast, which I will be doing after this podcast, I think 2 days is good. Um, I will have some burgers. I'm actually gonna make burgers after this, and yeah, um, yeah. So processing, right? Processing information that is important to you, processing circumstances that have affected you, um, especially taking the lessons out of that. I think that's important. Understanding the lessons that you get out of trusting yourself is important, because there are times when you make decisions when you think that you don't trust yourself, and then the inevitable what happens where you thought the outcome that of what happened is exactly as what you thought that shouldn't happen, because you didn't trust in yourself. I should give an example for that. Uh, it's gonna take me a while to find a situation where I didn't trust myself. Um, I have to dive back deep. Maybe I should correlate to like when I was what? Um, when did I not trust myself? It's very hard to think about it. Hmm. Hmm. This is a very hard thing to think about. I think if I was to really look at it from a basic point of view, I think even when you lie, you basically just don't trust yourself. So that could be one scenario when you have to lie. Obviously, there's some lies where you have to use to get away with, but like that is one example. I should give another one. When did I not trust myself? I think for me, it's more on like basketball. So like there are times when I'm playing with friends in basketball that I should take the shot, or we're in a scenario where we're losing and the next point wins. And there are some times where I know I'm able to get the points, but because I don't trust myself, I choose to pass. And in the process of passing, um, there are other there are other people, there are other high IQ basketball players on the other team, so they know exactly what's gonna happen. And there have been some times where that has cost me the game. And so I believe trusting tr- trusting what I can do, trusting my gut instincts, trusting myself when I need to do um when I what trusting myself and the when I need to make the play is very important. And so there've been a couple of times. I'm only using this example because we used to play a lot of basketball regularly, and I really like the competitiveness of it and the win lose scenario of it. And yeah, but honestly, there have been times where I have failed to trust myself, and so in doing so, like it's kind of given me like a lot of self reflection, and thinking about when I should be more accepting of myself, even regardless of whether I miss or take. I think I should think about what my teammates feel as well, whether they trust that I take the shot, which was most likely why they do, is why I had the ball as well. But yeah, trusting in yourself. It's more than just you know saying internally. It's also about taking action, taking action in what you do, taking action in what you want to achieve as well. Same thing goes for this podcast. I'm just doing it for my sister, but I should trust in myself more as well, as an example, to keep it on a weekly basis, and keep it going, because her feedback is the most important. As much as I'm doing it for everyone, what she feels about it is most important. What I have to say is what she wants to hear. So yeah, trusting in yourself is very important, and I appreciate the fact that I've grown enough right now to trust myself to do a lot more things. And the reward for that is that I've been able to pick myself up. I've been able to make leaps of faith. Like, for example, who knew that in the pandemic, between all this stuff happening, that I will be getting a new job and moving forward, and making my own moves to better enhance my life. So yeah, trusting in myself is like absolutely important, and it definitely does bring results when you take action. So yeah, that's what I want to pass on to my little sister, is that allow for the processing to take place. And when I say processing, I also mean like background processing, like things that are beyond your control that need to happen before you get to a certain destination. So for examples like this podcast, maybe just consistently uploading and putting it on YouTube as well, and sharing it as well. That for me is like trusting in myself and trusting in the abilities that I have. So yeah, definitely remember to do that for yourself. Also, like, I also have to leave with the questions like, where are the times that you've had where you've not been able to trust yourself, and what have you done about it in order to make a difference? If you want, you can share with me some of your thoughts about it, and I'll be able to I'll definitely reply in the comments below once you've done it. It's definitely want to make this a more interactive podcast. The plans I also would like to discuss my future plans for this podcast. Like, at the end of the day, I would like to bring in a lot of people to be able to speak about past experiences and what they do to navigate it. Obviously, it's a trend and stuff, like people are doing that, but I think what will be different with my podcast is the questions I will be asking. I don't think I'll be asking any superficial questions, and we'll see how that goes. But obviously, those are plans for the future. Right now, I can only focus on one day at a time and stick to it. Definitely want to see this podcast grow to like maybe even 10 million subscribers, because the impact. It's no longer about me. It's just about the message and who can benefit with the message. But in all, thank you very much for listening to this podcast. You be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. If you like it, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. Lets me know for what I need to do for feedback. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Peace.